Welcome back to the deep dive. This is the place where we take all this dense, sometimes complicated source material and really distill it down to what you actually need to know.
And today we have a really sweeping stack. We're pulling from finance, consumer tech, and some, truly deep R&D in robotics.
Yeah, it's an incredibly varied set of sources, which is why a deep dive like this is so necessary. We're not just looking at one thing. We're tracking AI's footprint
Yep.
everywhere.
From these little pocket-sized gadgets all the way up to huge Wall Street projections, and then these really nuanced breakthroughs in how a robot can physically perceive the world.
Right. And our mission isn't just to, read you the headlines. It's to find the common thread. What does a tiny robot have in common with a massive surge in memory chip stocks?
We're looking for those points where it all connects, the surprising applications, and, where this is all really heading.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the most immediate, tangible impacts. The new consumer hardware AI is enabling, and of course, the financial engine that's funding it all.
That's the right place to start. The AI boom isn't just software. It's fundamentally redesigning the hardware, and that's where you see the profit and the consumer access first.
So let's talk about this new piece of tech. Samsung's the Freestyle Plus projector. It's an AI-powered portable projector.
Right.
They're talking about a phased global rollout for the first half of 2026 with a big reveal at CES. And on the surface, it's about, portability, brightness, entertainment on the go.
But the real innovation, the reason for that plus in the name is the AI.
Exactly. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. The AI is what makes it a seamless experience. Before, you'd be fiddling with knobs and settings for 5 minutes.
A keystone, the focus, yeah.
Right. This device uses AI for automatic keystone correction, real-time focus, even wall calibration. It just does it instantly. It removes all that friction.
That feels like a pretty big shift in the whole philosophy of what a display is, doesn't it? It's not just something locked to a wall anymore.
That is the core idea here. It reflects this bigger trend toward displays that adapt to how we actually live and move. People want entertainment in the bedroom, then maybe out on the patio.
Or at a friend's house.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the AI makes that practical. And they've added good features to support it, like a 360-degree speaker and built-in access to Samsung TV Plus and the gaming hub. It's a standalone hub that fits in a bag.
So on one hand, AI enables this personalization for the user. But on the other, it's creating just massive profitability for the companies that supply the guts.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's pivot to the financial side then. Let's talk about Micron Technology, because the scale of this boom becomes undeniable here. They posted really strong Q1 earnings and have a very bullish AI demand estimate.
And the analyst community has reacted powerfully. You have people like Tristan Jura rating Micron as a top large cap pick. He's projecting a nearly 100% upside from where it is now.
100% upside after the stock has already gone up almost 200% in 2025.
I know, the numbers are staggering, but they reflect this foundational demand that isn't just going to disappear.
Okay, so almost 200% in a year was huge for a major semiconductor company. But why Micron specifically? What's so special about their chips?
It all comes down to specialization. Micron is a leader in high-performance memory, specifically something called LPDDR5 DRAM.
Okay, break that down for us.
Right, so that's low power, double data rate, 5, dynamic random access memory. The key is that it's the specialized, high-density memory you absolutely need for the massive parallel processing that AI models do.
So it's not the memory in my laptop.
Exactly. It's what differentiates a massive AI server farm from a standard data center. And the demand for these high-margin components is just, it's robust and shows no signs of slowing down. This isn't a temporary bump.
But if the demand is so obvious and the stock is performing this well, how durable are these projections? Analysts are projecting profitability hitting $42 per share by fiscal 2027.
That is the essential question to ask.
How long until competitors just flood the market and those margins disappear?
Well, competition is guaranteed. NVIDIA, everyone, they know memory is a choke point. But Micron has a pretty significant head start in the manufacturing tech for this specific high-density DRAM.
It's hard to replicate.
Immensely complex and expensive to scale. So that $42 per share projection, it rests on two big assumptions. One, AI models keep getting bigger, so you need more bits per server. And two, Micron keeps its technological edge long enough to capture that premium pricing. So it's bullish, but it's an informed guess.
That is a huge economic picture, and it's all driven by this pure need for computation.
Okay.
Let's transition from money and bits to the physical world of atoms. Let's get into robotics.
What's fascinating here is the contrast in scale we're about to see. The money is flowing into these immense server farms, but the robot itself, it's getting smaller
Hmm.
and a lot more sensitive.
Let's start with that miniaturization. A startup called Agibot just launched the Q1, a humanoid robot, that is. Well, it's tiny, 31 inches tall.
And it weighs just 1/8 of a full-size industrial humanoid.
That's the first big story in a very small package.
And that move to 31 inches, that's a really strategic decision. It's a fundamental pivot. Industrial robots are huge, because they have to be, for lifting heavy things in a factory.
Right, controlled environments.
Exactly. But a 31-inch robot, it can navigate around your furniture, it can interact with things on a table, and frankly, it has a much lower injury risk profile for people and pets. It's designed for the home.
So it's less about lifting a car door and more about, say, helping with chores or tutoring.
Precisely. They've built in things like zero-code programming, so you don't need to be an engineer to train it. It has voice interaction, English tutoring, even dance coaching. It's meant to be a companion, a utility device for a home.
I see the companion angle, but I'm also thinking about security. If you have a 31-inch robot walking around, isn't that a fundamental change from a stationary camera?
That's a great point. It's absolutely an adjacent application. You pair it with computer vision, and it can patrol the house, identify things that are out of place. It learns the layout in 3D in a way a fixed camera never could. It's active mobile monitoring.
Okay, now this next part, this is where it gets really interesting. Moving from just making them smaller to making them sensitive. We have sources talking about a breakthrough, robotic skin that can feel pain.
Yes, this neuromorphic electronic skin from Chinese researchers. This is truly game-changing. It's about giving a robot the ability to sense harmful contact, just like our nervous system does.
So if it touches something sharp, it knows instantly.
It knows instantly. It needs to register that high-pressure squeeze or that sharp point without any delay.
And how does it get that reflex-like speed?
Yeah.
The word neuromorphic suggests it's copying biology pretty closely.
That's exactly right. It's a 4-layer skin that mimics the human nervous system. When pressure is applied, it creates these electrical pulses that encode the pressure data. But the critical part is that the reaction, the pain signal that tells it to pull back, happens locally right there in the skin.
So it doesn't have to send a message all the way to the central brain, wait for a decision, and then get a command back.
No waiting at all. It's a reflex. It allows for that incredible speed because it bypasses the central processing unit for that initial critical reaction.
So does that mean we're talking about a fundamental shift in how robot operating systems work? Is the main CPU now less burdened with these basic sensory tasks?
That's the huge technological implication. Low latency sensing is absolutely critical for safety. You don't want the robot CPU to be busy running a language model when its arm is being crushed.
Right.
By offloading that instant reflex to the skin itself, you free up the central processor for, higher level thinking while guaranteeing physical safety.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this kind of skin is, well, it's essential if robots are moving out of factories and into our homes, into hospitals.
It's the missing piece. A small mobile robot without this is a liability. A small mobile robot with this becomes safe and practical. That's convergence right there.
Okay, let's shift gears one last time and look at a real-world application on the road where, let's just say, the gap between the tech and the rules is still pretty significant.
Yeah, this next story shows incredible progress, but it absolutely requires a critical eye, which is what we do here.
We're talking about the headlines around a Tesla full autopilot trip from coast to coast. LiDAR operator David Moss reported a drive of over 2,700 miles with 0 disengagements.
And videos of the trip are all over the place.
On the surface, that sounds like a massive achievement.
It is, but this raises an important question. It's a compelling proof of concept for the system's endurance, no doubt. But the first major caveat is that this is all self-reported data.
From the operator himself.
Exactly. Without a third-party audit of the system logs, that 0 disengagements claim is, well, it's hard to verify objectively, especially over 2,700 miles of varied road conditions.
And then there's a technical classification. What's the real difference between this impressive drive and true full autonomy?
The difference is all about regulation and liability. Tesla's system, even at its most advanced, is still classified as an advanced driver assistance system. It's level 2, maybe pushing level 3.
It is not level 4 or level 5.
Absolutely not. Level 4 means the car handles everything in a defined area with no human needed. Level 5 is everything, everywhere. This drive, while remarkable, still requires a fully attentive human driver ready to take over.
So it's a milestone, but it also highlights that gap between what the software can do and what is legally and safely considered fully autonomous.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's a highly sophisticated assistant, not a chauffeur. It proves capability, but not regulatory readiness.
Okay, let's wrap this deep dive with something very practical. The AI tools available to you right now that can solve immediate problems. We've got a rapid-fire rundown.
These are the everyday solutions that show how AI is already boosting efficiency in memory, transcription, scheduling, all sorts of things.
First up, Mnexium AI. This gives persistent structured memory to custom AI agents. So if you've ever had a custom model that keeps, forgetting your context, this solves that.
It gives it long-term consistency. Next is the YouTube-mcp-server. This one's a bit more technical, but it's for grabbing YouTube video transcriptions and metadata. A huge time saver for researchers or content creators.
Then for the standard business workflow, there's Amie. It takes your meeting notes and just automatically turns them into actionable workflows. No more manually creating tasks after a meeting.
Moving to the fun side, there's Overguide. This is a real-time AI helper that works inside your video game, so you get tutorials or hints without ever having to leave the game screen.
I like that one. And for documentation, we have Stenox. Its whole promise is perfect voice transcription in every app and browser you use. So if you dictate notes, it just works seamlessly everywhere.
And finally, for managing your calendar, there's CalendarJet. It uses AI for smart scheduling, but the key feature is that it gives you a professional branded booking page on your own domain.
So what does this all mean? We've seen three huge shifts today. First, AI is driving miniaturization in consumer tech, like the Projector and that tiny Agibot, making tech more adaptive.
Second, this whole drive for intelligence is creating massive financial leverage, which we saw with Micron and the demand for that specialized memory.
And third, the physical world of robots is getting so much safer and more capable with things like that neuromorphic electronic skin, giving them instant reflex-like sensitivity.
And the real conclusion here is what happens when those things converge. When you combine an ultra-portable humanoid body, like that 31-inch Agibot, with a highly sensitive, low-latency electronic skin.
The whole definition of a smart appliance in the home it changes completely.
It's rapidly evolving. It's moving away from stationary screens and toward these mobile, semi-autonomous assistants that can move, interact, and, feel.
That's a huge shift. You have to wonder what unanticipated tasks the 31-inch robot that can feel pain might be best for. Is it for monitoring the elderly, interacting with kids?
The path from the research lab to your living room is getting shorter because the main barriers, size and safety, are being solved at the same time.
That's the question we'll leave you with today. As robots shrink and become truly sensitive, where will their new niche in our lives appear?
We hope this deep dive helped you connect the dots and gave you a clearer view of AI's reach. If you found it valuable, please follow and share the show.
See you in the